board president.
Hi, how are you?
Sharon
Nice
Palmer
to meet you.
and
Welcome
our
to
principal.
Britain. Nice to see you. Not under these circumstances, but I'm glad to be here.
A pipe burst here over Columbus Day weekend.
The building is on a tilt,
Yeah.
not necessarily by design.
Right.
All the water went that way. So these two rooms got flooded out.
So had to lift up this floor and the bathroom floors, and they have to take the walls out, I believe, some of those walls.
And we lost 2 classrooms in a school that doesn't have a lot of other room. And so they've been making do as best they can, but that's what happens when you rely on temporary classrooms that are only supposed to be here for a few years to begin with.
I said to Terry, there's nothing portable about these portables.
The portables have been here as long as I have, and I've been here going on 27 years. The portables have leaked. There's been problems with the toilets. The rugs have been stained terribly. The smell has been awful. Animals have gotten underneath, and skunks have gotten underneath. It's just very messy and dirty and pretty smelly.
We call it our Sunrise School, and these are our little kids who get a lot of attention that they need here, and it's a good setting for them. So we have to cluster them together.
And we do that because of the lack of funding for related service staff. So we have to.
If you had more support
Right.
staff, you could split them up, but you need
Right.
support staff covering.
We have to
all
share
4
related
rooms.
services.
So if I
Chamberlain Primary School students and staff are very proud to be a nationally recognized Project Child Demonstration School. But we need the space necessary to maintain that honor. For 27 years, Chamberlain has been like my second home. I believe there is no better job in the world than helping children learn and grow. These children deserve to have a school that is up to date and modernized so they can focus on their learning.
We're standing here in a school where the decision not to invest in teachers is irreversible. It sticks with these kids for the rest of their lives. The consequences associated with laying off 80 teachers in the city of New Britain over the last 2 years, well, yeah, that means that there are 80 families that don't have an income. Of course, the result of that ripples down to the rest of our economy. We need to make an investment in this school. And the President's Jobs Plan will do that. $50 billion to fix up our schools across the country, another $35 billion to put teachers back to work. This is a smart investment right now for the kids of New Britain, but it's a smart investment for the long-term health of our community. So I'm a huge proponent of the President's Jobs Bill. I'm so disappointed that Republican legislators from across the country who have the same economic issues and the same educational issues that we have here in New Britain continue to stand in the way of this bill. Educating our kids and putting people back to work, it's not a partisan issue. It should unite all of us.
I don't understand this. If we tell our kids that it's important to get an education, and now there's a jobs bill that helps avert the layoffs of the very same people our kids need, and a jobs plan that puts people back to work, so it's a win-win-win. It gets kids the teachers they need, it gets communities back to work, and it helps build the infrastructures we so desperately need. I do not get why the Senate is blocking this bill. We saw the portables at Chamberlain, another fantastic school. A school that, by the way, doing more with less is making the grade. And I'll go back to Washington with this example as well. But we need to do better for our kids.
The American Jobs Act is about reinvesting in our public education systems and restoring strength to our economy. Children everywhere deserve a quality education that includes up-to-date, modern schools. Here at Chamberlain and throughout New Britain, teachers, students, staff, administration have had to learn to do more with less year after year. It is time for that to stop. But clearly, there are many in Congress who just don't get it.
We're all on the same page. We all want the same thing for our children. That message has to get to Congress. And I would bet if we had this conversation in 1,000 schools, in 1,000 school districts, across this country, that all those conversations would be very similar. So we need to foster these conversations, make them happen, get the message through to Washington, and we will be able to get this work done.
My mother grew up here in New Britain, and the Mount Pleasant housing project's not very far from here. She was educated in New Britain public schools, and she had a dream. She had a dream to become the first woman in her family to get a college degree, and the education that she got here made her believe that that was possible. We are in charge. We are in charge of making the determination as to whether that reality will exist for my son and millions of other kids like him, as it did for my mother when she came here to the New Britain school system. With this cast of advocates, I am still optimistic that we can get it done, but this message has to be loud and clear to any Republican that wants to stand in the way of this bill in the Senate or in the House of Representatives. You will live for the rest of your life with the consequences that obstinance bears for the next generation of kids. Thank you to Randi, to Sharon, to everyone here. I really appreciate everyone for coming down. Thank you very much.